Hi everyone, welcome to metalnettv. I am Sara and today I have Andry Lagiou from the Harps. But before we start, I want to remind you to subscribe to metalnettv and click the notification bell. Here we go. Hey Andry, welcome to metalnet.
Hello, how you doing?
I am doing very well. I'm excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be with you. We've been talking, for many weeks about this interview,
I
and I'm so
know, I know.
excited now.
Finally, I get to introduce you to my audience. Although some of them may already know you, but for the ones who don't, I'm excited to ask you a bunch of questions. So my first question for you is, when did you begin singing?
Actually, I was singing since the day I was born, so I thought I really had it, and I had to prove it to people. That's how it started.
How old are
I
you?
like,
How old were you literally when you started singing? You were very young, weren't you?
well, from what my uncle says, I was like 4, and they said, "Oh my God, she sings like a bird, like
Yeah.
she has the angelic voice." But then, I was practicing myself. I found out that I had a pretty, good voice. The people around me didn't believe me, so I had to sing all the time to all the people
To prove
around me.
it.
So yeah, like, okay, guys, yeah, I know I can be a singer. Like,
Andrew, you're from Greece. What kind of music were you listening to when you were 4 years old? What kind of music is around for a little 4-year-old Greek girl?
actually, we grew up more with Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears,
Okay,
all that
so a lot
poppy
of
stuff.
American pop music.
Yes, as kids, yeah, of course we had some great cultural music, which I don't like. I'm not into
Not
the
into
Greek.
it? No.
No, not at all. It's all like bouzouki and all those weird instruments, and my ears can take it.
Okay, so you were always into like or you were listening to and hearing the pop music and that. So were there like certain songs, like were you singing the Christina Aguileras and the Justin Timberlakes at that age?
Yes, I was singing Aguilera, Sir, but then I had my father. He was listening to Deep Purple,
Mhm.
and like the first songs I listened was to Highway Star and AC/DC Hell's Bells. And then my dad was like, ah! And I'd go like, what is that voice? I mean, yeah. And then I started yelling, like, all those high notes. And I was like a combination of the pop and metal, like pop and rock.
So you discovered the metal early on. Did you gravitate to it right away, or did you really like all of it, like the pop and the metal?
I didn't really like the metal when I was younger, like really younger, as a kid, as a girl, of course, like with like all the pop stars like Madonna, Talia, and we wanted to be like them. It was like the feminine side.
Mhm.
But then I found out that deep inside my soul, I am very, very hard as rock.
Mhm.
I mean, it's like, it's who you are. It's the power that you have inside, and you want to just you want to lash out. I wanted to express myself on stage, so I really felt that kind of singing is my style.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know, that's it pretty much. I've listened to the Power Rangers song when I was 9, and I was like, oh my God,
The
that
Power
metal riff,
Ranger song, huh?
actually, Ron Wasserman, like the writer of the song, that he posted me last week, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, please write me a song. I love you.
That's awesome. So how old were you when you did eventually like feel that the connection to metal and feel like you wanted that to be a part of your world and your singing life?
Actually, I started listening a lot to Megadeth, and I like that groovy thing of Euthanasia album. So I started like dancing, actually, because I really like to combine, stuff. And I was dancing on that stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I think I can really sing it, like literally singing, not just. Dave Mustaine is an amazing producer, writer. But as the singing part, I thought that I could transform it into some amazing thing. And then, of course, I met Mike Lapon, my bass player, and I told Mike, I just need to get into metal. And he was like, you're going to do great, I'm sure. I started writing music. So, it just happened. And the riffs that I play have not been played before, not in the same way. Okay. I do not copy. It just comes in my head. And sometimes I ask people, hey, have you ever listened to that riff before? And they were like, no. and I go like, okay, this is success.
So when you're writing your riffs, do you write them on guitar? Are you writing on guitar? Are you writing on bass, and you're writing on drums? How do you write?
I play guitar, electric guitar. So when I do not have the nails on, I play guitar. Yeah, and I write all of my riffs there and the melody also. This is how I start.
Okay, perfect. So to go back to the singing, so you were like, it sounds like you were a natural singer as a child, and something that you just felt it and you did it. Did you ever do any formal training, or are you mostly self-taught?
I'm self-taught. I've listened to people. I took advice from older people because I played professionally when I was 16 on stage. Actually, I was getting paid.
Mhm.
It was like a job to me. I didn't even start with a small group playing, local gigs and stuff. I was like in a professional stage with radio station and TV and all that stuff.
And what was that
So,
gig? What kind of music were you playing, and who was the audience?
classic rock mostly. I was playing more Janis Joplin, Deep Purple, Jefferson Airplane. The audience was classic rock, let's just say.
Cool.
Yeah, but I was just 16 years old, so I was working.
That's very cool. How did you get that gig? How did that come to you? Did you audition, or did somebody find you?
Actually, I started having a little bit of guitar lessons with a teacher, who was living nearby. And I told him, I want to join your group. And he was like, are you crazy? No, literally, I want to join your group. And then I went to the rehearsal, and he was just like, you're hired.
Oh, nice. Okay. So at first he didn't take you seriously, but then he heard what you could do.
In the beginning, no one can take seriously a girl that dresses up like that, but she ended up,
So what was your feeling that first gig you played? Like, do you remember your reaction, like being on stage and how it felt? And like, what was your reaction to that?
I do. I was stiff as hell. Like literally, I was so focused not to make any mistake, not to, I had to hit all the notes. Mm-hmm. So it was like a torture in my soul. I couldn't enjoy it because I was very, very focused on not, to hear well, and the band and the sound. And I wasn't really used to stuff like that. Mm. And I had to adjust myself in something new. Like there was a drummer behind me. I mean, I never knew, like, okay, what is he doing? What's this? I mean, it was all kind of new. So I was dressed up, like a normal girl with black clothes and leather. And I was singing. I still remember when I was singing a Patti Smith song that they lighten up their lighter, like, oh yeah. And I was just seeing lights everywhere. That was amazing. I still remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a mixture of like nervousness and wanting to do really well, but also that excitement of the reaction of the lighters and like that positive reception.
Yeah. The lighters were like, oh my God, am I a rock star? Like, what's happening now?
That's awesome. So from there, how long was it between that gig that you had when you were 16, where you basically started your professional career, and when you started like playing in your like metal bands, like where you started playing out more regularly, I would say?
Actually, I when I finished my first album, which is more like classic rock, poppy, progressive, metal, kind of everything, because I'm really bored when I play one thing. I really want to mix everything up. Mm-hmm. So I met Mike LaPone in 2014, and it was a weird way that we've met through Facebook. He asked me to be my bass player, and I literally was like, who the fuck are you?
And where's he located? Is he in Greece also?
No, Mike used to live in New York.
Okay, so you are on two different continents. And
I couldn't believe him.
And he says, I want to be your bass player. And your reaction must be like, okay, how's that going to work? Because this is pre, social distancing, where everybody's used to doing everything on Zoom. So what made you say yes to him?
I didn't know who he was. I literally, I was like, why do you bug me? What do you want from my life? Like I was very bitchy. And he was like, oh, I play with Symphony X. And I go like, I've heard that name. Oh, let me think. And then I go on his Facebook page and and I go like, I don't believe you. You just have to turn on the camera and show me your face. Then you turn on the camera and I saw his face and I go like, okay, I need a bass player.
So how did you make it work in the early days when you were when you first connected?
It was my first experience in writing and producing an album. I didn't even know how this thing, no one taught me that. So I kind of messed up at some points, when I recall the songs that I go like, oh my God, why didn't I fix that? But this is how it works all the time. Like you learn and you evolve. But when I finished that thing, Mike put his bass on, I mixed the album, I put it out. And then I thought that I could be more metal. I do have metal songs in the album. And from all the songs that I've written, I really like the ballads, the poppy ballads, but I like the metal ones too. Because I don't know, I felt that way, that I belong there. And I call him up and I say, Mike, I want to do metal. And he was like, go for it. I mean, do you think I'm going to be good enough for that? And he goes like, I think you're going to be great.
So Andry, for that first album, were you working through like Skype and Zoom, or did you end up meeting up in person? Like, did you fly to New York or he flew to Greece and you worked in person, or did you just kind of hand it off and work?
No, we just send weight transfers. That's how we do it. Okay. And we don't even have to Zoom or talk about anything because he knows what I'm playing. I know what he's playing. I mean, like when I played on Silent Assassins with all Symphony X members, we didn't even have to talk about it. I mean, I just hand the work and he just hands his work. And it's just a great fit. Like if you find the right people, you don't even have to say too many things. You don't have to talk too much.
So you're really communicating through the music.
Yeah, he knows what I want. I know what he wants musically. So it's like, and like if we talk with people and bands, like, are we going to do it that way? Are we on the same page? If we're all on the same page, we don't even have to talk. We just play.
Yeah, that's great. And then what was the name of that album so that everybody can find it? And where can everybody find that first album of yours?
Oh, it's called Love Strikes Doves.
Okay.
From the Harps. The Harps is the name of my project. Oh, they can even find it on Walmart if they.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you get good distribution for that first album.
Yeah. I mean, it's in America too, so I'm glad about it. And like iTunes, Amazon Music, but not on Spotify. Don't try to search.
Okay. So let's just talk about that. You made a decision to not have your music on Spotify recently. What made you decide to do that, to remove your music?
Actually, there was this guy, he's a friend of mine from Facebook, and he posted that he deleted his account. And then I gave it a second thought and I say, do I deserve to get 70K streams and not getting paid shit? And I told myself, no, you don't deserve that kind of treatment from anywhere or anyone. And I thought that it was unfair, injustice. So I don't care if it's Spotify or if it's on every fucking app in the world. And this madness has to stop, and it has to start somehow. And I was ready to sacrifice something. Some people don't, but they're gonna do it one way or another because the system is collapsing.
Okay. So you made that decision and you stuck with it. You're one of the artists that will just not put your music on Spotify again.
Yeah, no, never. I mean, unless they pay me what, they owe me.
So if something changes.
Yeah, it's all a transaction. It's all business. If they pay me what they owe me, I might, give it a second thought.
Okay, perfect. All right. So for the Harps, you said that you made this album, you especially loved the ballads, but you felt like you could be more metal. What was your next project after that first album that you did for the Harps, or what under the Harps name?
Well, the second one was I released a video called Mistress of the Night, which describes the discrimination between men and women. Yeah, I actually spent a lot of time, a lot of work on that song, and I redid it many times. Like, I don't know how many times I recorded that song. Like, literally, Mike was like, why don't you take that song, put it in a cage, throw it in the sea, and forget about it forever? And I go like, no, this is not gonna happen. This is gonna be my hit, and you just don't know it yet. And after that, I was everywhere on the news. I was on Brave Words, Metal Hammer, Rock Hard. I truly believed on that one, and it happened. I even have an award from RMA Awards, Wagner Music Awards. Oof, I don't remember. Like, it's the Mistress is iconic now because it gives women the empowerment that they need.
So you felt it in your heart. You felt that one in your heart.
Yes, I write songs from my personal experiences. So yeah.
All right. And then where can we is that one one that we could also find on iTunes and all that, because we could put that all below so we can make sure that everybody can find your music.
Yes, you can find on YouTube the official video and everywhere on social media except Spotify.
Okay, except I love that. Except Spotify. Okay.
Except Spotify.
Except Spotify. That's awesome. Unless something changes, except Spotify. I love that. All right. So I'm actually going to take a little jump from your music just for a minute, because I want to talk about something else having to do with your voice, which is another experience that you've had, which is really amazing and something very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Which is that you were on The Voice Greece. So I want you to tell me the story of how that came to be. The Voice, I'm imagining that they have some sort of auditions so that they can figure out who will be on the show. When did you hear about, when did this happen? How many years ago or how many months ago was this? What was the
It was 2000, actually it was 2018, 17 to 18. It was like that season, that full season. And I had this band here. I always, when I had bands and I formed bands, they ended up fighting. So I said, fuck you to all. And I went to the TV show, and they thought that all those TV shows are like trash. And that's what they think. But I didn't think that way. I mean, I really wanted to have everything in place. Like, I wanted to have my microphone ready, the sound ready. I don't want to, like carry all those bags and walk around. Just call me, you can call me a princess. Yes, I admit it. I cannot do all this work all the time, wearing my high heels and carrying bags. No, I just want to do the show.
It's a different kind of experience, right? It's a professional television show. So you show up as the artist and you perform, and you have to worry about your performance, and not what you're alluding to, which is when you're in a band, you have to carry, you might have to carry all your stuff and set up your stuff depending on the scenario.
Yes, I just don't want to look the set when you're on the set and when you're on television. It's very tiring. You just many hours working there too. But in the end, you have it all ready. I mean, you don't have to do unnecessary things that it's not, in your job.
Part of the performance.
Yeah, no, I just want to go there and perform and then get paid and then leave, because that's what the professional does. Right. The professional doesn't need to do everything. You get it?
Yeah. So you decided to audition for The Voice. And what was the audition process like for you? How many people were there when you went to audition?
Well, the maestro, we call it here the maestro, he was like, I think that woman can sing a man's song, like a hard rock song, and no one else in this country can.
Oh, interesting.
And yes, and he was like, I want her on the show.
Okay.
That's how it happened. And it was like 4 auditions before the final audition. It wasn't that easy.
You went through 4 auditions, but when you were in line, when you got in line, I'm assuming that you lined up with everybody else, or did you have did you get in line and just see like hundreds and hundreds of people hoping to get in? Yeah. How many did you see? Do you feel like there was just everybody in Greece just showed up for this?
Mostly I think there are more like 5,000 to 10,000 people that they want to participate on the show each year, but well, maybe more, I'm not sure. But in the end, they invite on the first audition, you know, half of them and then half of them and then
Right.
half and half and half. And when you're on the show, it goes the same way. Like,
Right. Right. Okay. So you're in this line with all these people. You make it through, obviously, the first time, the second time, the third time, and the fourth time. How did you feel each time? Like you made it through the first time. When that gentleman said to you that you had that voice, that you could sing this thing and he wanted you, was that at the first audition, or was that as you were making it through to the second and third and the fourth?
actually, I wasn't that much surprised because I was hired before from one of the best guitar players in Greece. It's called Christopheros Krokidis. He's one of the best for decades now, and he played on my album also. So when I get his approval that I am a good singer, I didn't really think, you know, anything. I knew that I was going to be there. You know, it wasn't that
You felt
hard.
confident about it.
Very much. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah. So you got on The Voice, and can I assume that you were probably the only metal singer that
No,
got
there
chosen,
were
or were there others?
Yeah, there were others, but they were not like professional singers. They were just, you know,
Okay.
playing in local bands for fun.
And when you were performing songs, I actually don't watch a lot of those shows, so I'm semi-familiar with The Voice because it's the one that I think is kind of the coolest of the bunch, but I don't really watch it enough. Is this the one where they don't get to see the person until they hear the voice, and then they
blinds
around? They're blind, right? If they really like your voice, they turn around, they choose you, and then they turn around. So when you sang, do you get to totally choose your own songs, or did they give you a list of songs that you have to choose from, and then you choose from those?
They give you a list, of course. It's all about the copyrights and the television. And it's like a whole bunch of stuff, you know, so you have to pick some songs.
Did you listen to the selection, and do you feel that you could choose songs that were reflective of your taste?
Yes and no, a little bit. I mean, Deep Purple and Rainbow was cool, but the other ones, and then was like Sia and Charlie Puth, and I go like, no, thank you.
Did you do a Sia song?
Oh no, I didn't perform Sia song. No.
Okay. What songs?
I did.
I
did on the next show. On another show after The Voice, I sang River from Bishop Briggs.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So you have to choose from their list of pre-approved songs. You choose your songs. Do you do a typical Andry, like hit it out of the park, badass metal girl performance, or did you make certain choices to see if you could get to the next level so that you could eventually show them what you're capable of? Like, what choices did you make as a contestant?
Actually, I wasn't trying to prove anything. Okay. Like before, when I was a little girl, I was trying to prove people that I can sing. But later on, when I was on the show, I didn't want to prove anyone anything. I just wanted to be myself. And they gave me that song and I really kicked his ass up. I mean, I go like, but I constructed the song, my notes, the feeling, everything, the technique, its phrase. And actually the band made a mistake when we were playing, but no one knows that, you know, like the audience cannot tell. Yes, the bass player made a mistake.
Okay. Is this something that just you caught and then you just kept, it's nothing that would throw anybody on stage?
Oh, like the musicians can understand, but the audience, no.
Okay. Sounds good. So how far did you make it on The Voice when you were participating?
We have different levels. I played 4 gigs.
Okay.
I played 4 times. They kicked me out on the knockouts because I don't know the system, whatever. I mean, I was just my song was just perfect. I sang Temple of the King by Dio, and I just sang in my own way. But what is more interesting about The Voice is that on the first blind audition, all the coaches, they were filming me with their phones on stage. They were like, you know, crazy about me. It's gonna take me on their team. And then we jammed one song. This never happened before on TV. And then one coach says, "Can you sing Led Zeppelin?" And I go like, "Come on, guys, let's go. Do you have that one?" and we jammed live on TV. This has never happened before. Like the whole lot of love, the whole lot of love that they uploaded also. This has never, ever happened before, at least in this country. I don't know, in other countries maybe. And it's one of the best rock auditions worldwide. If you search, including America, best rock, blinds, whatever, I'm the first person.
Nice. So it sounds like it was a great experience for you. Like you didn't necessarily need to go in and win. You just had an opportunity to go do a professional gig, be seen, and show probably a whole new audience who Andry is, who maybe didn't know who you already were. Did you pick up new fans after being on the show?
Actually, I don't know. People tend to forget. Of course, I had a fan club, you know, like I received maybe 5,000 messages after that. And then I couldn't handle it. I told myself, maybe I just have to hire someone because I was on the news, the celebrity news, celebrity channel in Cyprus, Australia. Like it was a mess. Like even my parents couldn't handle it. Like my parents went out and they were like, oh, are you Andry's parents? What?
So it was a lot at once. Were you able to capitalize on that, or did it, I think you sort of indicated it didn't, did it last basically after that?
I think that it lasted as long as people were interested. Like they still recognize me on the streets. Like they were like, oh my God, you were Andry from The Voice? Wow, can you sign me that one, you know? But nothing that special. I mean,
okay.
Nothing. So I was waiting like my life to change dramatically, but it didn't. And I was like, okay, let's just go back to the studio when we were recording and having fun.
So it's something that you get asked about when you do interviews like mine.
Yeah.
It's a fun fact now. All right. Well, it's a very cool thing that you did. And I imagine that there's a lot of cool clips that people can find online if they're interested in seeing. And like you said, if they Google you, you're going to come up. So definitely everyone check that out. Another project that you've been a part of is Pyramid. Tell me about that.
Oh, Pyramid. Wow. Look, there was this guy I knew online, also Lance Sawyer. And we've been like not friends, but talking about music. And he goes like, look, Andry, I have this band. I have Tim Ripper Owens. I have Mike Abdo from Face Warning. We have Mayor Applebaum to master the album. And he goes like, do you want to be also the singer? And I go like, do you want me to sing backups? No, I'm not singing any backups. If you just want to have me, you just have to put me with a man. Like a woman has to be, like equal parts. And he goes like, this is all I stand for, equality. And I want you to have the same parts as Tim. And I go like, wow, I'm this. He understands me. He understands who I am. He knows what's unfair in this world and what should be changed. And actually, the outcome was amazing. Like our voices blended so good. The mix is perfect. And the mastering from Mayor is like a bomb. And I said yes to this project. I do not always join bands, but I wanted to be there because I belong there.
That's awesome. So when did you join that project? When did that start?
It was 2021. It was like,
so this is fairly recent.
Yeah, it's recent. Yeah.
And how are you able to work? Because obviously this is during a time of distancing and that. So this is
the same way we did it with Mike.
Okay, so same thing. Like you do your part, they do their part, and it just meshes together beautifully.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Are you going to continue working on this project?
Yes, we're working on a second album, and I'm working on my harp second album also to finish it. I have very, very special names there.
Anything you can share? Anything you can share with us?
I have the keyboard player. I have like 3 keyboard players. Okay. One plays with Uli John Roth. The other one plays with Graham Bonnet. The other one with Jordan Rudess. Okay. And I have Mike on bass, but there's a special one song that I have another bass player, which is Billy Seahan.
Nice.
And on the guitar, it's always Stephen Platt from UK. Now he plays with Devin Townsend. I'm very proud of him. What else? What did I forget?
And when do we think the timing will come out for this, for the next album?
Depends on my time.
Yeah.
And because I want to do everything perfect this time, I don't want to go back and say, oh my God, you should have done this differently. So it might take a little while. Now I'm working on the artwork, the album artwork. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to come out great. I think it's going to be my first heavy metal album.
Very, very, very nice. So you'll have to let us know when it comes out, and we'll share it on this channel as well to make sure everybody can hear about it.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Actually, and with Pyramid, I have like 2 songs that I only perform, mm-hmm. you know, apart from Ripper. And, you know, he wanted to give me 2 songs for myself to express myself as I want. And he gave me that kind of freedom. So I love it. I love you, Lance. Thanks.
That's great. All right. And then there's another thing that you do, which is very cool. Now, I think you know by now, I just premiered my lifestyle show, which is called Metal Bites. And so in that show, I do, you know, style, beauty, food, and all sorts of things. I did my first episode on fragrance, and the next one's gonna be on food. Now, you're also a person that loves style and makeup and all kinds of things. And you have a jewelry line, which I really want to hear about. So tell me about your jewelry line.
First of all, I'm so jealous. I'm just gonna put my hat on too.
Very nice. I love it. You know, I'm a big hat wearer. I wear them more often than not.
Yeah, I like to complete the style, like literally. But I don't know. I just love this hat. But anyway, yeah, the jewelry. Look, I really wanted to do something differently for women in metal, and generally for women, because I want to attract more females to the festival. That was my first thought. And I said, like, what makes you think that a girl would buy that shirt or that hat? She's not a 5-year-old boy. Like literally. And I wanted to make it more stylish and stuff. So I released, this is my logo, my trademark.
Nice. I love it.
I call it like the cross dagger because it looks like a cross and a dagger. And I also have this ring for the pinky finger. It's for the guitar players too. They just can turn it around and start sliding while they play guitar. So I adjusted it to make it look like a thimble slide, but not like thimble slide. And then I have those earrings that I'm wearing, you know, and I have new designs that I'm going to release soon.
So this is something that you're really invested in, and it's not just a one-time thing. This is something you're going to continue to create designs.
Yes, actually, a lot of people are interested, and they do not even listen to metal. So yeah, it's like a small business to me, and I think I'm gonna keep up this way. And now we're gonna have this collaboration with Rockabilia, the second biggest merch store in America. So
amazing. So eventually we would be able to go there and see these items there as well.
Yes, now that they have it in the hands, they're gonna photo shoot it, and I'm just waiting in like 1 week. It's going to be in Rockabilia, and I'm excited.
Oh, that's amazing. That is very amazing. So congratulations on that. Is that a project that you've been working on over like the last year or so?
Yes, I've been working on that. I've been working on music. I've been working on different aspects, you know, but I really want to, you know, like really start a business and make sure that this is going to last, because with music, it's all up and downs, you know, you cannot predict what's going to happen. And yes, well, let's just say that things change in music business, and we have our jobs back and continue with great things and videos. But yeah, like this is my new love.
I love it. I love it. I love all of the pieces. They're all so pretty. So congratulations on your new business. Congratulations on the collaboration. That is massive, but also really looking forward to the 2 new albums, and let us know when they come out so we can share them on metalnet and metalnettv. And make sure that you are following Andry on all of her socials, which I will share below. And then also make sure you're following metalnettv on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. And I'm on Twitter now. Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter. Yeah.
I know. I just got on Twitter and I'm still kind of figuring it out, but I'm on there now too. So follow both of us on everything. But Andry, thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations on everything that's going on. It sounds like you have another big year coming up with so much going on. And I'm super excited for you about the jewelry line, because that's huge.
Thank you so much for having me. I was really looking forward to it. And yeah, I think that women are going to come to the festivals again. And I'm so excited that I started it. And, oh, yeah. I mean, like, come on, girls. Like, what is that merch store? Buy this one. This is design. This is cool. This is sexy, hot, metal, you know?
No trucker hats for us, unless you want one. We can have stuff that's for us.
You can have, like, if it's gonna be a hat, it's gonna be that one, like the big shiny cool one, like, because we're women and we want to be beautiful, powerful, and hot. And in the end, the psychology is what matters. Like, and the metal is not always that kind of thing, you know. You can be metal, you can ride metal, you can be shit, you know. You just have to have class.
There you go. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining me, and I will see you very soon.
Thank you. See you very soon. Thank you, Metalnet TV.
Thank you so much for watching Metalnet TV. Please remember to subscribe. You can also watch all of my other interviews for conversations, as well as my premiere episode of Metal Bites, my lifestyle series. Have a great week.